Alright, this is Andrew with Jordan Home Inspections. We are doing a sewer scope today here in Salt Lake. We're at 1440 East, 1300 South. We have the camera pushed out 110 feet to the city connection. And today is June 16th, 2025. We have the camera pushed out all the way out to the city connection. And so this first connection point is called the nose on. That's where it goes from your lateral line into the main city line. And right off the bat, it looks like this house has a liner that's been added. We'll see how far back that goes. But a liner is where they put in a sleeve, then it hardens, and it's like having a new sewer line. And they can do that without needing to dig it up. And so it's usually a little bit cheaper to do a liner than to dig it up. Pipe lining. That's kind of the giveaway that it's not PVC, that it's a liner. And it also looks a tiny bit rippled, but when there's text on the inside of the pipe, that's kind of the giveaway. You can only put in a liner if you have good grade. And so far it's looking like you have good grade. Otherwise you'd have a new pipe that holds water. Alright, looks like maybe a little separation there. Likely intentional, but that's one spot where it would be easier for roots to come in. So a little bit of a joint there. Now we're in PVC. So that's a clean out, probably right outside the foundation generally. So that's another spot where you could access the line. And then it looks like under the house you have cast iron. So this is original cast iron, gets real rough and rusty, and will eventually need to be replaced. It's hard to predict. I've seen plenty of houses that have already dug up their cast iron and replaced it with this age of house. Looks like this one's still functioning without actively backing up, but it does look pretty rough. I would recommend getting it cleaned. You could have it put coated, where they clean it with a chain basically, and that cuts off all that rust and makes it nice and smooth. There's always a risk that you clean cast and it collapses. Now it looks like you have some standing water. So just barely enough to go over my camera head, but I think it is causing it to hold some debris and grease. So certainly I'd recommend having this line cleaned based on how much debris and buildup we're seeing right there. It's right at the very end. And with it being cast, I think I'd recommend having it put coated. That way it'll clean off all that scale. They also call it descaling it. But there's always a risk involved because you can go to clean it and find out that it's past the point of being able to be cleaned, and it can collapse the line or you can punch a hole through it. I'm going to end this recording now.